Hello there, all of my loves. I hope everyone had a beautiful weekend. It is Tuesday and I didn't do any recording on Sunday or Monday. Monday was a rest day. I had it off for MLK Day, and then Sunday there was just lots going on and I didn't pull out the camera. So we're back here on a Tuesday. I had a great weekend. Lots of winning going on. I had one of my first actual consultations with a potential client, and I'm waiting to hear back, and it went so well, and I was so encouraged after that. It was just so affirming that I was doing the right thing and that I'm in the right space at this time in my life, and God has me in this space for a reason. And it was just a beautiful moment that I had with the client, and it just kind of put everything back into perspective. I think that it gave me the confidence that I needed on my first go round, and it was really exciting. So I'm super excited to see how that turns out. And then that evening, Lawrence and I went to this event, the restaurant that I had talked about a couple months back, Health's Kitchen, which is in Riverside. It's a health food restaurant. Everything is organic, everything is locally grown, and he found it. As I talked about before, the owner is also a holistic health coach, and so that's what drew me even more to wanting to go and visit. And she had an event on Sunday evening, and it was incorporating live music and art, and she had, dinner going on as well in the restaurant, and it was just to come and bring people from the community. And it was really, really awesome to see, because that's something that I want to do. I want to incorporate my art, my music with my health coaching, and find a way to bring all of it together. So it was awesome to see this being facilitated right in front of my face. So I knew that I had to go, and I went with a mission and a purpose and a plan to meet the owner. And so we went. It was really, really cool. We got to get a little bit of food, we heard some live music, and then I got a chance to meet Robin, the owner. And she came around once and started talking to us, and then she was kind of greeting the rest of the guests, and then she came back down and sat at our table. And I'm like, okay, God, like, all right. I mean, I didn't have to do anything. Sometimes you think you have to go into situations and be extra aggressive, and I'm feeling it out. I see what's happening, and God has orchestrated this thing, so it's gonna happen. And I don't have to put in any extra work at this time. He's working it out. And she came and sat at our table for a good 15, maybe 20 minutes, and we just talked. I got to kind of pick at her brain a little bit, and we just were talking about, I ended up introducing myself not just as a health coach, but also as an artist. She's looking for other live music to come in and do more shows for her. Hello. And also, she was more than willing to allow me to use her space to come in and plan an event. Which I was like, again, okay, God, like, really, you're just showing out now. And not only that, but if you guys don't know, Lawrence is on his journey. He is in firefighting, and he will be attending his academy this year in just a couple of weeks, and he will be up for hire for a city department towards the end of this year. And guess what? Her husband is a firefighter for Riverside. I mean, honestly, you guys, if you don't think that, like, God's got your back in every single situation, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Because if that wasn't orchestrated by him and him alone, I don't know what was. It's just amazing when you are walking in your purpose to see the things that come full circle in your life. I cannot stress enough how important and vital it is for you to pay attention to the call that's on your life. It's magnificent to see how when you begin to be obedient and to do the things that you know you're called to do and stop running from them, how doors just literally start flying open. You don't have to do anything, and you don't have to do anything at that time. The doors start opening because you've already put in the work beforehand. It was incredible. It was a moment where I was in sheer like disbelief. So, you know, I'm just here to again tell you guys to be encouraged. If you're on your path and you're on your journey and you're in the midst of your process trying to figure out where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be, keep going and keep putting in that work. And when it's time for those doors to be kicked wide open, that will be done for you. I promise you. Do not give up. Do not give up. It is so beautiful when you just begin to trust your process. And you know, I was looking back at my vision board, and I was looking back at some notes that I had made early 2016, late 2015, and I created my vision board specifically for this, encompassing health and wellness and artistry, in February of 2016. I set it on my wall so that I could wake up and see it every single day, even if I wasn't standing in front of it and, you know, doing any mantras. I was looking at it repeatedly every single day, every single time I walked into my room, every single time I walked out of my room. I saw it. I walked past it. I visualized what all of those words on there meant to me. I saw my picture in the middle. I even wrote a letter to myself, just expressing the love and faith and compassion that I had in what God was doing in my life and how proud I was of myself. I wrote that letter to reaffirm myself, because sometimes you can lose your way and it's easy to get discouraged, and it's easy to forget why you're on the path that you're on. And anytime I would get discouraged, I would read that letter, and it would just furthermore validate what I was doing. I didn't know the purpose why I did that at first, but I'm so glad that I did, because it gave me so much strength. And even if I didn't even feel like I was strong enough to read the letter because I was scared, I still saw that on there it said "to me," and I wrote that to myself. And those are the words that God gave me at that time. So do that for yourself. I was blessed to have family and friends surrounding me that supported the moves that I made. But everybody in this life is not fortunate enough to have that. And even in that support, there were still moments where I was like, girl, what do you think you're doing? But you know, that letter that I wrote to myself and that board that I dedicated to what my life would look like was to give me encouragement in those times when I didn't even know if I would need it or not. And it did. It lent me so much strength and encouragement to know that I was doing the right thing. And it's just been such a beautiful process to see everything unfold right in front of my eyes. And you know, I made that vision board and I started writing these notes down about what I wanted my business structure to look like before I even had a concept of what the business was gonna be. But I knew that there was something that was inside of me that was saying, no, this is for you. God was telling me, this is something I've planted inside of you and it's gonna be birthed. You gotta put in the work. And guess what? About a year later, I am in the trenches, in the midst of that process, and I am seeing every single thing that I wrote down come and unfold right in front of me. Every single thing that I wrote down, and I had no idea how it was going to happen. I had zero idea of what it was gonna look like, but I knew that it was gonna happen. I knew it was a point in my life where I said, this has to work. God has given me this for a reason, and it has to work. There is no failing in this, and there is no failure in God. And that's what I believed, and I wrote these things down. I mean, you guys, Do not give up. Do not give up. Be very specific about what you lay out. If you want to make a vision board, if you want to do a collage, if you want to write out plans, be specific. I wrote out very specific words that I wanted to see come to pass, and all of those specifics are what is coming to pass now. I wasn't general. I didn't say, well, I think I want, well, I don't know. I was very specific. People may think you're crazy. People may think that, you know, why'd you spend all that money on the degree that you got when that's not what you're using, or why are you working in this field when you think. Move in silence, do what you do what God has told you to do, be obedient, and don't give up. Don't give up. I'm a living, walking testimony that if you do not give up and you keep your feet planted on the ground where you're supposed to be, not being distracted by what's to your left or what's to your right, or you know, what he or she or whatever is doing, and you focus on your process and what God has given to you, that it will absolutely be worked out in your favor. I just want to encourage you to stay on your path, stay on your journey, stay present in your process, and trust and believe. If you don't trust and believe it, nobody else will. You have to believe it enough for you to go out and step out on faith and jump and do it. And from there, nothing can stop you. You're the only one that can get in your way, and you're the only one that can get out of your way. So get out of your own way and make it happen. Look who's back together again. Yeah. Dream team. The no names. The non-committers. So this is the vision board that I mentioned. And as you see, it's nothing extravagant. It's nothing fancy. It just has everything on it that I saw for myself, and I wanted to read the letter to you guys that I wrote to myself. I've kept it. I haven't shared it with anyone at all, but I figured I should read it since I spoke about it, and maybe it could give somebody else some inspiration. So it goes a little something like this. Ouch. I said, not gonna cry. Said, Dear Taylor, throughout this journey, you have become stronger and braver than you ever thought possible. Your perseverance has proven that you can handle anything thrown your way. This road has been one ultimate test, trial, and the stretching of your faith, and you've proven time and time again that no matter what is thrown your way, it will not break you. The many nights of pain, the tears, the doctors, the treatments, the adjustments, the supplements, the sleepless nights, they were not in vain. I want you to know that you have the power to do and be anything that you envision for yourself. By the grace of God, you hold the power and the keys to your life. The way you work through the levels of pain and discomfort is incredible. You were built to last. Remember, the hand of God would not lead you where the grace of God cannot keep you. Continue to fight and advocate for yourself. And anytime you feel like giving up, just remember that you're still here. I love you. And I signed it. Love always, Taylor.